So I'm really big on kindling. Kindling, like a lot of forest fires, man, they don't start like, you don't light a big ass tree on fire. A big ass tree is like a 10,000 hour fuel. You start a forest fire, man, by lighting a little piece of brush, little piece of kindling. It starts by a guy throwing a little cigarette, just a little spark starts a fire that burns up hundreds of thousands of acres. And I started realizing that, man. And we all are looking for that big 10,000 hour fuel. You're only looking for that 1 hour fuel. You're only looking for that 1 hour fuel. A lot of us are trying to just ignite the whole forest on fire immediately. I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to find these little sparks. All I need is a 1 hour fuel, 1 hour fuel, 1 hour fuel. I'm looking for the kindling. 1 hour fuel, 1 hour fuel, 1 hour fuel. Before you know it, man, those 1 hour fuels, that one bush that burns for an hour is right by that 10,000 hour tree. Mm-hmm. And that bush starts to set those logs on fire, those sticks, then bigger sticks, then much bigger sticks. Then before you know it, man, you got that 10,000 hour log that is burning for days. And then that whole forest is burning. What I'm getting at is don't burn the whole forest down at one time. Look for these small sparks that just keep you going throughout the day. Don't set, like when I lost 106 pounds, I lost it fast, but I was happy when I lost a pound. I took great pride in the fact that I was on the right path. And I also took pride in the fact that when I hit those plateaus, I took pride in the fact that I wasn't leaving my journey. I was always finding strength in all the negatives and positives that I hit. I never allowed the fire to go out. I never allowed the storm to come in, the weather to come in and put the flame completely out. And I'm not saying that I didn't have a whole bunch of fucking bad days, but I kept at least keep the 1 hour fuel burning. Mm-hmm. Once the 1 hour fuel is out, nothing else can catch and ignite. So I realized that I had a whole bunch of days. I failed more times than I could fucking count to set these goals, these lofty goals that I have. That's why the majority of this book talks about me falling on my fucking ass. Because that's what happened. But I always kept the fire burning, even in the biggest depressions of my life. I kept a what if and a hopeful mentality of tomorrow will bring another fucking day for me to succeed. But today, I'm in the suck of life. So that's kind of what the whole mentality is about.
Yeah, it's an incredible analogy, and it sounds just like the best way to instill and maintain habits, right? You don't want to start with 100 different habits at once. You want to start with one, make that automatic, then go to two. And before you know it, you're doing 100 and they're just a part of who you are. But if you start with 100, most people just fail that. Most people can't adhere to all of that at one time. So start small, build from there. That's great, man.
Exactly.
You talk a lot about wanting to move people from motivated to driven. What does that mean?
So, when I was growing up, I realized that a lot of things would motivate me, like the round 14 of Rocky, man. Oh my God, there it is, man. I'm so motivated. Motivation only lasts for so long. And I call motivation crap because it only lasts for so long. Motivation is just that kindling. But basically that motivation can get put out by a storm real quick. And a storm in our minds can be paying bills, your wife or husband on your fucking nerves, your kids being sick or your job getting at you, or you're not losing weight fast enough, or you failed a test. All these things that life bring you can totally bring the storm of life and put that 1 hour of fuel out. And that's motivation. A lot of people who are hearing this right now might get motivated from my story or something I said, and they may want to go out and start running. And they may put their running shoes on and they may make it to a quarter of a mile like I did the first time. And at a quarter mile, you may be fucking winded and extremely exhausted. And you may never want to run again. And your motivation may be gone because it hurt real bad. But a lot of you who are hearing this will go way beyond motivated, and they will find a drive and a passion and an inspiration and an obsession. And when you start saying words like obsession and drive, you become a person that many people don't understand who you are anymore. You become a person that people want to put a title on of you're crazy or you're just, what's wrong with you, because they can't understand what is driving you. Many people in this world don't have the kind of drive to push them through things that are extremely painful. And that's why I talk about motivation and drive so much, is that you want to be a person that life doesn't get in the way of what you have to accomplish. When you're motivated, life will put that kindling out and you will lose the spark and you will go right back down to your pathetic life. When you're driven, you're living off of that big fucking log in the woods that has that 10,000 hour fuel that burns for days and hours, and it keeps burning and burning and burning. So that's what drive is about, man. And you want to get to a point where no matter if you haven't paid your bills, if you don't have the right money, if your job's fucked up, if life's fucked up, you still do what you have to do to succeed in life. And that's what it's about.
Badass, man. Yeah, and that motivation, it seems to come from some kind of external source where it's a person or video or some music or something like that. And drive, I think, comes from us taking action and starting to believe in ourselves more and having goals that we feel driven to accomplish.
Exactly.